Good morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome back to my channel. This is Lisa Fisher, and we are going to continue on working on our outside of our book. So this is what mine looks like after I've put in all of my brads. And let's show you what the inside, oh, this is me fiddling around. Here's one of them here. And as you can see, I left the strips hanging because we're going to do something, hopefully, you'll find very interesting with that. And then I have it here, and I have it here. And that's going to really help secure these pages down. Plus, I think it looks pretty darn cool. Okay, so, and again, I've never done anything like this, so you guys are really just coming along for the ride, and we're just... We're going to try and make some magic happen without really knowing all that we're doing yet. Okay, so the next thing is, now again, these strips are 5/8 of an inch, and that's really important. You want all of them to be exactly the same length. Now I cut a total of, let's see, a total of 7 12 by 5/8 of an inch, and 3 of them went on the spine. There's a 4th one that we're saving for the rest of what we're going to do, and then the other 3 I cut in 1.5 inch strips, so it's 5/8 by 1.5 inches. Or let me go over centimeters with you guys. So the 1.5, yeah, a big 1.5 centimeters. It's just past the 1.5 centimeter, but 1.5 centimeters would be fine and would work because it's very, very, very close. And I'm sorry if I'm not as good with this as I could be. And then 3.8 centimeters long. So that's these strips, and these strips are the 12 inches, which, what's that, 30 centimeters, I guess, or 30.1, I don't know. Let's get one and measure it. So it is, oh, probably 30.4 centimeters maybe. My thing doesn't go this long, but it's a 12 by 12 piece of paper, and I'm sure you know that. So this is 12 by the 1.5 centimeters. Okay. And you need a total of, what did I say, 7? Yeah, 7 of those. So now what we're going to do is, these flaps here will be going around the back of the book onto the outside. But I didn't want that to be the only place that you were going to see these strips. I think I'd like them to be going all around the book, hence these little pieces. Now, I've done the math, and and I'm going to start putting these down. Let's see. I'm going to have to figure out how I'm going to flip this big old book so you can see what I'm doing. I'm just going to have to hold it because it will slide. Okay, so from, and I will come back and tell centimeters when I'm done here, but from the spine of the book, you want to kind of set your ruler up. Oh, how am I going to do this and hold it and all of that? So you can see. I guess I'm just going to have to do it this way. Okay. And I'm in good. So I am going to set my ruler, you know, about an inch up, or 3/4 of an inch up, because I want to put these down. I'm going to, oh shoot, I didn't ink them, sorry. Just the sides, the top and the bottom you're not going to see. So just ink the sides up. And Let's get my glue going this morning. Good morning. Rise and shine, baby girl. Okay, I'm sure my glue bottle is a girl. I don't know about you guys. So you just want to figure out which side you want to use. Mine happens to be just about the same, but there are slight differences. So, you know, just, and you could do this out of scraps and make it multicolored if you want, if that would work for your design that you have, your papers that you have. So the first one is going to be laid down, and let me see, I want, let's see, they're 1.5 inches. So if I do about 3/4 of an inch. So I'm going to set it about 3/4 of an inch away because I want to kind of split this in half. So from the edge of the spine, you're going to move over 1/8 of an inch, and you're going to lay down your paper. And you want to make sure that you're getting it straight. And I'm going in between the 1/8 of an inch and 3/4 of an inch. That's 5/8. And that will help you line it up nice and straight. I should tape the ruler down. Let's tape the ruler down. Can't tape the book down, but I can tape the ruler down. And get this just right. Let me move this just a smidge before it dries. There we go. And I'm going to try and get it where that ruler will stay put. Okay, so, and then we're going to get our next piece. I need to ink up. I'm sorry, I completely did not cross my mind to ink these up before I got going here. Okay, but it's just a quick on each side. Okay, so the next one, and I am only putting glue on half of it. So the next one starts at 1.5. So you're going to find your 1.5 mark, and you're going to put it in between 1.5 and 2 1/8. 1.5 and 2 1/8. There we go. Alrighty. And it moved. The next one is going from 2 7/8 to 3.5. 2 7/8 and 3.5. And there we go. This was a lot of math to figure this out, but I think it's going to be cool. Now the 3 across the spine are going to be closer together, but that's okay. I had thought about doing it the same distance as these, and I just thought, you know, maybe a little too busy. But I was very anxious to try this out and see what we thought. So you guys will have to let me know what you think about this. It is a lot of work, but if you're doing the only half. If you're doing the same spine size and everything as I am, then I've done the math for you. So yay! Okay, so now we're at 4 1/4 by 4 7/8. So we're going to put it right, so it's right in the middle of the 4 1/4 and 4 7/8. Put that one down. Well, a little too much glue on that one. Come here. Try not to move my my ruler. Another piece. Okay, the next one is 5 5/8 by 6 1/8. Okay. 5 5/8, which is the mark right past the half. And 6 1/8. Let's see, wait a minute now. 6 1/8. 6. 5 and 5/8. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yep, 5 and 5/8. It's 6 1/4, not 6 1/8. And then there's that one. Okay, and then there's nothing going on beyond this point. So now we're going to, I think what I'm going to do is leave the ruler right where it is, and I'm just going to slide the book to where I'm about at 3/4 of an inch. Line the edge up with the edge of this back or front cover, just of your cover, not your spine, just where the cover ends. There we go. And I'm going to do the exact same thing, same, you know, on the same marks as we just did, so it will look like it's a continuous strip of paper. Okay, so 1/8. Oop, I'm leaning on the book to try and get over to it. 1/8 to, what was that? 3/4. So there's that one. And we're just going to go down the line like that, guys. And I'm going to keep you with me the whole time, so this is going to be another long video, I imagine. But hey, the coronavirus is giving us a little silver lining. We get plenty of time to do our crafting. 1 1/2 to 2 1/8. Yep, so there we go. Make sure it's straight. All right. The next one is 2 7/8 by 3 1/2. Okay, just on half of the paper. 2 7/8, 3 1/2. 3 1/2. That's it. Okay. Next is 4 1/4. So if you write these down, you're going to be able to do these, both the front cover and the back cover. Okay, so this is 4 1/4. Oops, don't move the book. 4 1/4 to 4 7/8. There's that one. And one more on this side, and then we'll do this piece here. And I'm going to keep you on for this piece here and this piece here, and then I'll do the other side off camera, just so it doesn't make the video so stinking long. Because all of these videos have been pretty long, but I hope you're enjoying the tutorial. I have really enjoyed working on this book. Okay, and then this is 5 5/8 to 6 1/4. All right, so there's that done. Now I'm going to slide my book, and well, let me get this figured out. I'll be right back. Okay, I figured it out. It's not brain surgery here. Okay, get a little more ink on this. So you would think while I had you off I could have done this, but I'm just gonna get some of these done here. I think all if you cut the 3 strips at 1 1/2 inches, you will get 24. 24 of them is how many you need. And again, you can do scraps, all different colors. You can do it however you want. I am choosing to kind of just keep it, you know, kind of the same colors going around. But anyway, so now for this section, some of the first part of these is going to sound very familiar, and I'm just going to do half. I keep forgetting that. Okay, so 1/8 to 3/4. So I'm going to have to stand up so I can see this. So sorry if I get in the way, because this first one going to be right there. Make sure you get it nice and straight. All right, there's that one done. And then again, it's the same 1.5 by 2 1/8. 1.5 by 2 1/8. There we go. Nope, that's not straight. There we go. Okay. And then it's 2 7/8 by 3.5. There we go. There. Okay. Then it's 4 1/4 by 4 7/8. 4 1/4 by 4 7/8. Wonderful. Oh, I'm so excited. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Okay, next, 5 5/8 by 6. I believe it's 6 1/4. I put 6 1/8, but I believe it's a 6 1/4. So 5 5/8 by 6 1/4. This took me a while to figure it out because I wanted it to be, you know, kind of uniform going across. Yeah, it took me a while. Okay, the next one, which you don't have because these weren't that long, is 6 7/8. Let me double check because they are 3/4 of an inch separated. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 7. Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 7 to 7 5/8. And 7, 7 5/8. There we go. Okay. And then last one is 3/4 of an inch separating. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. But I'm going to move it up. So the last one is 1/8 of an inch closer so that I'm not all the way to the end of the book. So it is 8 1/4 to 8 5/8. No, 8 7/8. Sorry. And that way you have 1/8 of an inch off the edge of the book here and 1/8 of an inch off the edge of the book here. And this bottom, or this is the top, but this one is 1/8 of an inch difference here. We can you know, scoot these down just a little bit if you want to, but mine are pretty stuck. Get that one straight. There we go. Okay, so let's go ahead and fold these over and get an idea what it's going to look like. All right, so I'm going to fold it this way. And let's start right here, and let's put some right on the edge of the book and on the flap, and do just like you would normally do when you're pulling paper around. Just use that finger and then make sure that it's pulled tight around there. And let's get ourselves a nice edge and burnish this down. All right. And the majority of all of this is going to be covered. It's just the top and a smidge is going to be showing. So again, we're going to put it on the edge of the book and then around the edge, around the edge of this. And just take your finger and wrap that paper around your cover. push down, make sure you got it nice and tight, get a pretty edge on there, and burnish. Move to the next one. If you've got glue up at the top, you might want to get that out because that will show, but the rest of it is not going to show, so you don't have to worry about it. Whatever finger feels comfortable for you. Get a nice edge on there while that glue is wet, and burnish. And you do want to make sure that you've got that on that spine, because if it's loose, you know, it could get more easily damaged if it's loose, because then you're going to catch it on things. Okay, get the edge on there. There we go. All right. I've got quite a few plans floating around in my head about different ways that, you know, that we can do different things we can do on our covers that I'm, you know, I'm trying to come up with new things that you're just not seeing, so that well, obviously so I stand out, but just so we, you know, we can continue to grow in our in making our books and making things more exciting, different. I get bored with the same old anyway. All right, so we're going to bring this one around. And actually, I am going to cut where this is laying on top of the other one. I'm going to cut it off because I don't need that extra bulk. So anytime you got them, if they're overlapping, just cut the edge off. And that is another reason why we have 1/8 of an inch, is so that when we cover it with our paper, this isn't my cover paper, but when we cover it with the paper, that you're not going to be able to see, you know, all of the stuff. You're just going to be able to see those little strips. And I think that's pretty darn cool, if I do say so myself. It takes a little time, but I think it's totally worth it. I love it. Bring it around. And I mean, just imagine what you could do on a kid's album with this. You know, use a little check, pink and white or blue and white check, and have it coming around. I think that would be super cool. Okay. Oh, I didn't do my edges. You really want to try and get those edges flat while the glue is dry, before the glue is dry, so that it will keep that nice squared off look, as that's what I'm looking for. If you would prefer it to be round, you could even put a piece of cording. Ooh, wouldn't that be cool? Take a piece of cording and catch the cording in all of these. Oh yeah, see, all kinds of cool ideas. All kinds of cool ideas. I'm loving it. Loving it. Or even just like your twine, you know, you could do something like that with twine as well, instead of like cording. But oh yeah, all kinds of fun stuff. It's just getting the math part down so that it, you know, looks somewhat uniform. And then I still have the spine to go. we'll get to that in a few moments. The brads, putting those brads in, it's not easy, but if you make the holes big enough to begin with, the brads go through a lot easier, and they and then I used, what I did was I pushed it through the spine to where the tails were coming out the back of the front part of the spine here, and then I just grabbed them with a tool and pulled them snug, and then I had quite a bit of glue coming out there, and then I opened them up, and I also made sure that mine have these little sides to them that are folded down, so it's not really round. It's kind of a oblong looking piece. Again, they were very, very cheap from Amazon, so sometimes you do get what you pay for. And I want to make sure I'm still in camera here, and I am recording, and you have my mic on. Good. I don't know how many times I've had to redo stuff because I forgot to turn my mic on. Just sitting here talking to myself, really talking to myself. And I've had to do the whole video over. Yeah, that's kind of a bummer, but it's just a learning curve. Just a learning curve. Okay. And then I'll burnish both of these. And this one I'm going to cut back so that I won't be overlapping. Okay. Boop, boop, boop. Come on, get off my finger. It was glued to my finger. Okay, so we're going to get our nice edge on there. Good. Ooh, doggy. When I finish with this one, I'll get the actual cover piece, and we'll see what it looks like. I'm so excited that I just can't hide it. All right. I'm getting pretty gluey, so I'm starting to use my rag. So I hope everybody's staying healthy and happy. I tell you, it is a silver lining that we get to do, maybe some of us get to do more crafting because we, can't go out. I know a lot of people are hurting, and I am so sorry. This thing is just a bear of a pandemic. Everybody seems to be, just some people are hanging on by the skin of their chin. So, you guys help when you can. If you know somebody, cook a meal, take it over to them, or buy a pound of hamburger and take it to somebody, or if you can afford it, help the food banks. They are getting inundated with people that need them, and they're running out. So, if you have the ability to help, that's great. If you own a store, start, like we do at Christmas and Thanksgiving, start a collection box for people, and round up your change. We'll put the change in a jar, and we'll give that to the food bank. Or, there's lots of ways that all of us can help. And if all of us help, it's not going to be a burden on any one or few people. Because, the people that are living paycheck to paycheck and all of a sudden aren't getting anything, how are they surviving? because I know there's a lot of people out there. I have been that person earlier in my life, and I would be panicking, just absolutely panicking. Okay, so this is the front. Isn't that stinking cool? Let me pull it up so you can see. Let me get this where it's going to be. I'm not ready to glue it down yet. Can you see just the edge right there? And that you see that across the top and across the side. I love it. I love it. Woo woo. Okay, guys. I'm going to do the other side, and then I will come back and show you what we're going to be working on the spine. Okay? So let's get this done. And the only thing you need to remember is on this side and this side, you want to make sure that you're in 1/8 of an inch, so that when you lay your paper down, you're going to have to make sure you cut it large enough so that it will cover these ends here. Okay? But yeah, I'm loving it. Super cool. We're going to do the spine next, and then we're going to decorate the outside of the book. Decorate the inside of the book. And then, by gosh, I think we'll be done pretty much. I think I want to put, I don't know. I think I'm going to leave these gray strips. I like the gray strip. And I like it on this. I think I'm going to leave the gray strips. I'm not going to put anything on them, but that's totally your choice. Oh, and I still have to do this because I didn't know what I was going to have left for the back. So this still needs to get a design, something on it. All right, guys, I'll see you back in a minute. Thank you. Give me a thumbs up if you like this. Just help me out. And if you can leave me a comment. Nobody's been leaving me comments, and I'm feeling very lonely because I love talking to all of you, and I know everybody's busy and got other things on their minds. So I love you guys. Take care. I'll be back in a minute. Okay, so got all of them done. I think they're going to, I just love it. I love it. So now we're going to work on these flaps. So I'm going to open this up halfway up and lay it down flat. And now what I want to do with this is, these are 3 inches long, what's left. And we've got approximately, they might be just a tit short, but 3 inches long. And I have one more strip. Oh, and I had to cut another strip of this and 2 more. It's because I needed 17 on each side, so it's 34 instead of 24 that you needed. So I had, thank goodness, I had enough for 1 more strip, and then I had a little piece of scrap that I got 2 more out of. So, and they were these 2 here, and they are like a 1/16 of an inch off of being 5/8. But I put them on the back side right at the spine, and I don't think, you know, unless you're really, really looking, that you're going to be able to notice. So there you go. This is the 5/8 inch, the same size on all of these. So you're going to need one of those. You're going to need a pokey tool and some more brads. And then we also are, I had these. I have them in my, let's see, I put them somewhere so I could tell you what they went to. I think, where's my other thing? So I can tell you, if you know, just for FYI, if you wanted to know where this was from. And I can't find the other piece that actually has the name of them, because I have been writing the names on the back. I just can't find it. Did I put it back? Did I put it back? No, of course not. That would have been just, you know, too thoughtful of a process to put it back. Heaven forbid. Okay, what else do I have that goes with this that might have something in writing? Okay, here we go. It's the Parisian Accents. So it's Spellbinders Parisian Accents. It's been around. I think I bought these at Joann's or Michael's. So these have been around for quite some time. But anything you have, you know, that you like for what goes with your thing, you know, your theme or whatever. So you could even, like these little butterflies that my girlfriend Laurel sent me. I mean, you could even use these, you know. So whatever you have that you're gonna like is fine. So, you know, you don't have to go out and buy it just because I'm using it. Just use what you got in your stash. You bought it because you loved it. And, you know, so there you go. Okay, so now what we're going to do to incorporate the brads on the outside of the cover that I have on the inside, I just wanted to bring some of the brads around to the outside. So I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to show you and get to it and all of that. I want this first strip to be 2 inches long. And it doesn't have to be exact, but I want it to be about 2 inches long. So I'm going to take my pencil. Oh, where's my, there it is. I guess I have to do some housekeeping here. So I'm drawing a line so I can cut that off at the 2-inch mark. And let me try and get this as straight as I can. There we go. So now I'm going to measure down 1 inch and put a hole. I'm going to end up putting a hole there. I'm just drawing the spot where I want the hole at that point. And I'm going to do the same thing. Let's see. The same thing with this one. How could I do that? Make sure I'm getting it the same. Let's see. Let me get my my little ruler. I have hidden it from myself. I usually do hide that thing. It's so easy to slide up underneath something or... Okay, well, we'll do it without the little ruler. Let me try to turn it this way. Okay, so I have this at 1 inch. So now I'm going to measure this one at 1 inch and put the ball. Well, let's just do it this way. That might work better. So I've got the ball there, and I want the ball there because I want these to be even. So that's, you know, the okay, so there's that. And then we're going to measure down 2 inches and do the same thing on these two papers. See, am I in the middle? Find your center and make your mark. Okay, now at that point, after the brad is in there, I am going to glue down my additional strip so that I can, now that is just a titch longer on that side. Let's see, this side matches up perfectly. So that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to add down this, this one is going to be 2 inches, and then I wanted this to be down 3 inches from that. So from this bottom piece, I'm going to add 3 inches. So I'll have them overlap about 1/2 inch. And then I'm going to cut this right there. And that will make this a total of 5 inches long. Well, let's see. Yeah, right there. Okay. So I'm going to add, let's see what this is. This is 2.5. And I've got in centimeters, this piece is 5.4 centimeters. And the 2.2 centimeters is where my dot is on all of these. No, wait a minute. I'm sorry, 2.6 centimeters. Yeah, 2.6. 2.6. 2.6. Put that right there so I know that's exactly where it needs to be. And 2.6. So we're going to be right up here. Okay, so that's how we're going to do that. And then these are going to be 1 inch apart, or 2.6 centimeters. Okay. So every 2.6 centimeters, you're going to have that. And then I'm adding to this second one in centimeters. I am adding 6.4 centimeters. So I'm going to go ahead and cut this. Let me get rid of some of these pencil marks. Okay. And I'm going to I'm going to add some glue to the top of this. About 1/2 inch. I am recording and my speaker's on. Good. And I want this to go down 5 inches. And I'm just going to line it up right there. Put it above that and place it. Now, you know, if it's off just a little bit, that's no biggie, but line up your paper so it's nice and straight. Oh, I didn't ink these. There we go. Nice and straight. And then measure down so you have every inch you have a mark. Okay, so there's that one. There's that one. There's that one. There's that one. And then you got the one that you'll have on the bottom. All right. Okay. I'll get those better erased once I can really erase them. And then this last strip, I want it to go down 8 inches. So I'm going to take my, what'd I do with my, oh, it's here. And I'm going to cross it over about 1/2 inch. So I'm going to place this on here. And I'm going to make a mark where this needs to get cut at 8 inches. Actually, let's do 7.5, because that, looking at it now, that 8 inches is just going to be a little too long for my, where'd I put them? Oh, for heaven's sakes. Well, for the little things that I'm going to have at the end of here. I don't even, I'm probably got my book laying on them. I'm sorry, guys. So let's do 7.5 instead of 8. Oh, good Lord. They're right here. So you see, that will line it up right about there. And if I did it at 8, it would line it right up there, and I don't want that. So 7.5. So that in centimeters giving yourself about a 1/2 inch overlap. Let's see, let's first make sure it's 8 inches. I mean 7.5. Yes, so there we've got that. So now in centimeters, this is, I probably could wait until I have it glued down, but 7.5, so it's 19 centimeters. So this last strip will be a total of 19 centimeters. I hope I'm doing the centimeters right, guys. This is my first time really doing that, so you'll have to let me know. Those of you who use centimeters, don't forget to ink your paper. Alrighty, there we go. And let's glue this down about a 1/2 inch. There we go, and that will be just wunderbar. Okay, so that will look nice. So they'll have one there, and we'll have one here, and we'll have one here. Yeah, that looks pretty good. I might shorten up this. If I like that, I might shorten up this one just a smidge. Oh, I think that looks okay. I think that looks okay. Do I like it better up here about a 1/2 inch though? It's really going to screw up. If I change that, it's really going to screw up my, where I'm putting my things. Let me think on that, guys. Hold on. Okay, guys. I've kind of went back and erased all my stuff. I haven't changed the length that we originally, you know, the last one I said. I think this is 7.5, and this one is 5, and this one is 2. So haven't changed those. What I did was I'm going to take the ends and find the sweet spot where you can't see this piece underneath this piece, and making sure that it's going to fit just on the spine. And let's get where we're going to put our hole for our brads. Now, let me find my little hole puncher again, instead of pulling out my big daddy. Oh, come here. Everything. There we go. Okay, so, oh no, that's the big one. I need, let's see. I think I'll just use this one. Okay, so we're going to get this right here. I'm going to put our hole right in the middle of that spot we made. Okay, and right there. Come on off. And right there. Okay. So now, do I want to go ahead and attach these, or do I just want to figure out from there? Yeah, let me go ahead and attach these, because I want to see visually what is going to work and what is not going to work. So let me get my my brads ready here. I gotta squeeze them together up top. That looks like I've already done that one. Okay, and I'm going to put a spot of glue, wakey wakey here, at the top where the paper's going to be. Not a ton, because you're going to have the brad holding everything together, but we do want that extra help. Get your brad in. Get the paper down where you're going to want it. Come on, Brad. Listen to me. I put way too much glue. All right, make sure we got it nice and straight. And then open your brad up. And that's going to help keep that down against the glue. Let me wipe off the excess. Make sure it's straight before it dries. And there we go. So there's the first one. Same thing for this. Put a little less glue this time, Lisa. A little less glue. Just a couple dots. This one's kind of fanning out like rabbit ears. Never get it through the little hole that way. All right, let's put this down. Get the brad on it. There we go. Okay, open the brad up. Make sure this is nice and straight. There we go. Yeah, that one needs to come just a smidge. There, I think that's, yeah, I think that one's good. That one's good. Excuse me. I am so sorry, my allergies. They're not as bad as I thought they were going to be, you know, just living in a new place, but they do bother me, especially when I get on and do a lot of talking. All right, come here. You're running away from me. That's just not right. Okay. What are you doing here? You're killing me. You're killing me. Okay. Turn that. Which way do I have those? Okay. Turn it. Push it down. I'm trying to get the little notches on mine straight. Then open that brad up. And then let's make sure it's nice and straight before the glue dries. And there we go. You do need to make sure that when you have these down that you aren't going to go past your spine, because, you know, that would not be good. Unless it's something that you could wrap around, but I don't know how well that would look, but so I'm good. So sorry. Okay, so that's ready, except now I do want the brads coming up the paper. And let's see. So if I go from the top, from the brad, I think I'm going to come up 7/8, and then there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, so I'm gonna come in between the 7/8 and the 1 inch, and I think I will be fine right there. So what is that? 15/16. And then I'm going to do that on all of them because I do want them to be even. Okay. And then again here. Keep it from moving. 15/16. So I think that is going to be good. So let's punch those holes. And probably if you're following me, you can do this before it's added to the paper, and it would probably be a lot easier. But yep, that looks good. Get me 3 more brads. Because right now I'm just working on it looking visually correct, even, and so you guys can do the same thing. You don't necessarily have to follow exactly mine, because you know, you probably have something different at the bottom. But we're just going to get our brads in here. There we go. Open it up. And pinch it down. There we go. So there's the first one. Done and ready. All right. And I've got the hole in that. Whoop! These little puppies fly all around, don't they? Yes, they do. Okay. Whoops. Oh, for heaven's sakes. And get these together. Okay. Alrighty. Okay. And then this one. Ah! Alrighty. There we go. All right, so there's that. Yeah, I like it. So now the next ones are going to match up with this one. And then will come the trick of making it look right to get to this one and for this one to match up here. And then the rest of it will be relatively easy. And I can't glue them down yet because, well, because I'm doing this, but because I'm also, you know, I'm not ready for that. I still have to put the covers and such on. All right, so let's see where this one is. This one is at the 2-inch mark. And I think if I keep my ruler right there, I can make a spot here. Get a little bit more of a spot here. And a spot here. Okay, so let's get some more holes punched. Get it in the center. And, oops, come here. Get this in the center. Okay. Get these prepped here. That one is good. Open up. Okay. And oh, that one's damaged. I've actually thrown, I'd say maybe only about 10 of these away, but I have thrown some away because they're just not usable. So again, you get what you pay for. Got a lot of extra work to get these working here, but they were really inexpensive, so I'm not sweating it, but it does take a little bit extra time. Okay, open this sucker up. Once I get down to the next one, I'll be able to actually lay it on the table. Okay, so those might be a titch lower, but no, they're good. They're good. They're good. It's all right. Yeah. Okay, so now I need to figure out, we can move this one out of our way, and I need to figure out what I'm going to do between here and here. So I am at 2 3/4. So let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. 22. So if I did 11, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and then that would be 11. And how is that going to look? That's going to be kind of different, because this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So no, not really, not terribly. So we'll do 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So that is at 1 3/8 inches from the center of this one. And I think that will look pretty darn good. And then we'll do the same on this one. Up. Come on, stay there for a second, just for a second. Okay, so 2 more holes, and I didn't get the other one exactly in center, but we will mess around with that. Good. And this one I'm gonna move over just a smidge. Is that on it? Yes. Okay. I have one more bread here. Let me pull out a couple more. And looks like that one's ready to go. So we're going to put that in here. Yay! Getting further and further along. You know, this is a lot of work, but I mean to tell you, it is going to look super cool. I'm loving it already. So let's pinch these suckers a little closer together. Get in there. All right. Got that. Open these up and give it a good squeeze. Like I said, I think I can get this. There we go. Yeah, that's good. That's okay. It's a little bit further drop from here, but I'm cool with that. It's not that far off. Not that far off at all. So just a couple more now, and then we'll be done with this. And I will come back and give you the centimeters, you know, and it is kind of a guesstimate for you because of whatever you're going to be putting on the end. You could put tassels on the end. You could put some kind of cabochon, charm, these things. You could put something like this on the end, maybe something a little smaller on the way of the paper size. You could put one of those on the end. I could put one of those, and I just might do that. That's pretty cute too. I might do that. We will just have to see. Okay, so now I am going to measure and get this one to be where that is. Let me move this out of the way. I'm kind of centering my ruler on the center of these and the center of that. Oops. To try and get it. If these were glued down, it'd be a lot easier, but they're not, so it's no biggie. Just a little bit of fiddly work. All right, let's get this one punched and a brad in it. And then I think maybe just one more and we'll be good to go. Oop, don't rip my paper. Be careful, no paper rippage. All right, so we've got that so far, and now we're going to figure out this one. So I have 2.5, and what, that's 8, and 8 is 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, so 10. 8, 9, 10. So right here, which I think is going to be a very good one. Right here. And I will come back and tell you, well, I mean, I won't come back. I'm right here. I'm not going anywhere. That's what my mom always used to say. Oh, bless her heart. Okay, and there we go. One last one. Oh, I did have one more. And this just needs to get pinched a little bit. Get it in here. Yay! One more thing down. One more thing down. And voila. I bent that one little piece up, and I don't want it bent. I want it straight. There we go. So push all those down as best I can. All right. So there's that bit taken care of. Yay. Okay. So the only other thing I have left to do before we put the covers on, caught that with my finger. All right, so now we're going to flip this back over this way. Careful not to mess with anything. All right, for my closure, I am going to use this ribbon. It was a wedding, in the wedding section at Michael's or Joann's, but it's like a chenille, or I don't really know. There's a teeny bit of stretch to it, but and it unravels. but I am going to use this to close up the book. So I want to put 2 eyelets, one in the front and one in the back. And I have these 2 wide mouth or wide front 3/16 eyelets. And get my Big Daddy here. If you don't have one of these, you can use your pokey tool. You know, whatever you use to get holes and stuff. It is going to be through the chipboard, but you know, you should be able to get holes through those kind of things. So I'm going to find my center, and okay, so we have, oh, I still have to go back and tell you the measurements on those, but let me find my, oh, excuse me, let me find my center while I'm at this. And the center is a little off as far as this strip that I have. I didn't even think of that. Wait a minute, let me move this. Oh no, it's dead smack in the center. So I am going to move this in approximately a 1/2 inch. And I believe that will be, yeah, that will be very nice right there. But of course on the outside of the book. So I'm going to go ahead and punch my hole. And then once I put the paper on the front, I will punch the hole again. But I like to get my hole before. So if I screw up and the hole isn't where I want it, then I can punch another one and still cover it up. That's the way I roll. Okay, so let me make sure I'm going to get that smack dab in the center of that bubba bib. And that looks good. And punch. A little bit of thickness there to go through. Okay, so I've got that one. Now we're going to flip her around. Be careful with your tails. You want to not damage those any. Let's flip it open. Oh, there's my little ruler. I was looking all over for that puppy. So I should be, I'm going to get Timmy here and we'll double check, but I should be right in the center of this one as well. Let's see, where's my 10.5? And there. Okay. So, yep, right in the center again. So I'm going to put my pencil mark about in a 1/2 inch. There we go. And we'll go ahead and get this hole punched. Take your time, get it right. There we go. Alrighty. So we'll actually put these in a little later, but we've got that ready. And now we're going to do the outside cover, and we'll get our tails put down. So let's put it like this. Grab your pages and open up where it's halfway. And there we go. Yeah, I just want to make sure that was laying there properly. Okay, so this is my back. Just like this. Maybe it's this way. Because I think it was this, yeah. I think it was this one that is just a little off somewhere, but I couldn't figure out where. So, okay, so there's that. Where's my back? Here it is. I mean, my front. Here's my front. And this I know is the right side up because that's the way the writing goes, the majority of the writing. Okay, there's that. And then I have this, which is going to go all the way down to the end of the book and all the way up to the top of the book. Okay, isn't that cool? And then these will be glued down on top of that. I love it. And then we're going to be putting doodads and whatnots. So let's go ahead, and I've already inked these. I did not ink the white. And let's go ahead and get these down. Now the front, I will probably use some score tape. You don't have to, but I do have quite a bit of things that are going to go on the front cover. I'm stretching a little bit out of my comfort zone because I'm not really a big decorations kind of girl, but I think this album calls for it. And we all have to get out of our comfort zone, don't we? Okay, I want to make sure you can see. I mean, it's just putting paper down, but there we go. Oh yeah! Give it a good burnish. I'm just supporting it so it's not bending around the pages because I am pushing pretty hard. I want that glue to get moved around. I want to make sure my edges are down. There we go. Remember, if you're doing this and you hear cracking, that means that that glue is drying before it's getting attached to anything. So you really want to focus on that area. There we go. Okay. I'm just making sure I had it right way up. But this is a good telltale sign that it's halfway up. All right. Now this one... I am going to put some score tape down, and instead of going in and grabbing the 1/4 inch is just fine to do this, but I don't want to go and get it, so I'm just going to use this. This I think is a little bit of an overkill, but that's all right. If I was just making it for myself, I would definitely just a 1/4 inch all the way around and maybe a couple in the center. But I sell these. I also donate a lot of this stuff for charities and things. And I give them away as gifts. I think Christmas is going to be all about giving gifts this year. So I am kind of focused on that. And of course, you will benefit in that because I'm going to be making everybody's Christmas gift this year. So we'll see how that works out. So I might not be putting a whole lot of stuff on my whatever shop I end up opening up. I haven't even looked into that. It's just I would so much rather be crafting than working on the computer, period. End of statement. I mean, and who wouldn't? I don't know. I mean, there's a lot of people that don't mind the computer work, and I don't mind it, but I'm certainly not looking for any additional computer work. That is for sure. I know if I ever do get on a design team or something like that, I know I will have more computer work, and I can totally deal with that. But just to, I don't know. I mean, I know it's a great way to promote yourself or whatever. I just enjoy what I do. I love what I'm doing. I love bringing you guys along with me. So that's the important thing. You know, it's kind of a double-edged sword. The more popular you get, the more computer work you got to do, because you get more people leaving you comments, and, you know, you got to answer them. I mean, I love answering my comments. I love getting comments. And, but, you know, when you're, sometimes I get quite a few comments, and I'm very excited. But yeah, it is tough keeping up with it sometimes. But, and because this is so wide, I'm just going to put one piece down the center. Excuse me. So sorry. I hate that I'm clearing my throat for you guys, but the more I talk, the worse my voice gets. And I need to get this done. I'm just so excited to get it done. It has been a lot of fun messing around with this and figuring out these pages. I love designing. That's my big thing, is I love designing. Building it in my mind and then actually making it come to fruition. It's just, yeah. I've been envisioning this for like 6 months, but, you know, haven't really been able to do that much crafting. So it's just been on my idea board. So now I get to use it. Yay! Okay. And now that I'm set up with my, just throw them, set up with my die cuts, I'm using them more. And I really like that, because it just adds so much more to your pockets and pages. It just adds so much more interest and you know, something different and unique. Even though everybody's got the same thing, you know, you use them in different ways. So I am going to put a smidge of glue all around the edge. And of course, everywhere that I don't have the tape. But I do like the glue around the edge to help make sure that that stays sealed. Ah! Okay. And then in between my score tape and any place that the score tape didn't get. All right, and then just a few dots to help keep the paper from really settling in until I've got it placed. And we've got it right side up. Stand up here. Sorry about the head, guys, but I gotta make sure I get this just right. And there we go. Yay! Oh my gosh, I love how that, just that little bit of paper comes around the edge. I love it. Love it. So excited. I don't remember where I was when I got this idea. It was something, some piece of clothing or something I was looking at, and I said, oh, that would look so cool on a book. And it does. It does. I love it. Okay. All right. I don't know where that came from. Put that over in my... Okay. Now, we're going to do this piece. And this piece, we're actually going to have the book like this when we put it on. Flip that around. And there's nothing that this is going to be pulling or pushing or anything like that. I am going to put let me open this back up again so I can show you. I am going to put score tape. There we go. Let's see, I think I've got some 3/8 inch, and there's not much of that either. Let's see if I got enough to go down. I'm putting score tape down on the brads. One reason is I don't want them to interfere with the paper, because they, you know, they do have sharp points. Oh, see, I don't have enough. Okay. What else do I have? I should get up there, but I'm not gonna. I'm not gonna. Let's see. Let's get this. Put it right here. And I'm gonna lift this little piece up and lay that down over it. So there we go. And then right here. Okay. Now let's burnish that down as best you can around those brads. Okay, pull this off. Oops. Okay, let's get this little puppy out of there. There we go. And then last one. Good. And now on here, this is the indented side. This is the side where everything's pushed up. And I'm going to put glue on the indented side. And make sure you're getting it really well all around the edges and into the corners. Now there is going to be items on either side, but on the top and the bottom there's not, so you really do want to make sure you've got some good. You could put some score tape there if you feel like you need it, but this glue is really good glue, so I am not really worried about that. And again, I didn't put edging, gray edges on this one. You totally could if you wanted to. You're not going to really see the edges except again on top and bottom. And if I change my mind, I can put a little gray edge on the top and the bottom. Now, whoops. Get glue off my hands. Let's close this up and bring this up around like this, because you're not going to place that just while it's flat, because then it won't open up correctly. I am going to center this, and I'm laying it on the ground, on my table, and I'm just making sure that I am up at the top of the book. Push that in. And then I'm just going to start the fold around my book. And you want to keep the book kind of in its squared off position. Let's get this all glued down. And let's push it across. Now, if you do put score tape on the ends, you won't have to wait for the glue to catch. And that is one positive about putting score tape on your end of your white paper. But this art glitter glue, as I say, this art glitter glue dries fast. It pops up. Okay. And I'm not going to be able to burnish this with my score tool. Let's get this. I'm pushing it against my body so that I can hold with both hands until that glue dries. Make sure you're getting the bottom, the top. Right around the corners here. There we go. And just burnish with your hands lightly because you don't want to ruin your embossing. If you were able to emboss, if not, then you don't have to worry about that. I have tried embossing with just, you know, the regular small embossing folders, trying to do a larger piece like this, and I could never get it to look right. So I am tickled pink that I finally have the ability to do these larger pieces for this reason. Okay. Now, we're going to bring these straps down. Oh, these are so pretty. They're so pretty. I love that. Okay. So, excuse me. I think I'm going to do the bottom one first because the other two are going to be glued on to these. So I am going to put the glue where it is open, you know, all the way up to where it's available to get glue in. And put glue on top of the little metal brads. Now you again can use score tape, but my glue is a very good glue, so I have complete you know, I'm good in the knowledge that it's going to hold. There we go. And then we're going to, we're going to get some glue on this. So that it will stay down. And let's make sure we get it nice and straight. Just let it drop and place it down. I want that to come over just a little bit. If you have to nudge it over a little bit, as long as it's still kind of looking straight, you're good. Let me show you what I'm doing here. I'm just making sure that I had this on my, and I probably moved it in just a little bit, but I think I'm happy with where that has landed. And I'm definitely happy with the look. Definitely happy with the look. This was inspired by the same outfit, and it had two tassels coming off of it, but they were different lengths on the front of the blouse, and it had a little buckle kind of thing on the end. It was not a heavy item. It looked metal, but I think it was plastic. But it had a little fancy. I didn't buy this shirt, by the way, but I certainly did get a lot of inspiration from it. I find it in all different kinds of locations. Let's get this actually in the camera. So as you can see, when I flip it over, there's quite a bit down inside the spine. Oh, wait a minute. I also I was going to put some dangly on this as well, but I think I'm maybe not going to put it here. I don't know. What is that going to be like? Let me find a few little pieces here that I had pulled out to do that with. If I put some little danglies on here, yeah, you know, I think I am going to do that. But I believe, gosh, and I don't have another one of those large white eyelets. Let me double check if I have one more of those large white ones. I had to dig around for the smaller one, so I think I'm just going to use, it's still a 3/16 inch Oops. But it's not as wide and in the body, so that I can put some pretties hanging over the edge. I don't think that's going to be too much if I do that. I don't know. I think it needs it, though. I mean, I think it would be fine with it, I guess is what I'm saying. So I want that fairly close to the top. So I'm going to go ahead and glue this down. But no, because I'd rather it not be seen from the outside. Okay, so I have, let's see, where is that one? I have this, which is 3/16, but I do not believe that this will pop a hole through here. Let me see. Is it centered? I can try. No. No. That's not going to work. Okay. Whoops. Sorry. Very loud. So where's my pokey tool? Because I know I won't get my... So I'm going to stick my pokey tool in here. I'm going to try and get it as deep as I can into that. It's not going to be 3/16, but then we can fiddle around with it a little bit more. There we go. Okay. I do not believe, however, that that's a large enough hole. No, it's not. Of course it's not. Let me get the... that kind of messes up. That's another reason I wanted that to not be there. I don't believe I can get that little bubby in there. I wonder... Okay, that's... if I can eat away at the sides a little bit. With this thing. How is that doing? See, and all this is going to get covered up, so not to worry. All right, let's see what we got now. Oh, we're getting closer. Getting closer. I'm trying to make a mark so I can see where I still need to cut. Okay. And this is just a smaller hole punch. This is a 1/16 of an inch, so I'm taking little bites away from that hole each time I'm pushing down on it. Let's use my ambidextrous abilities. Alrighty, let's see now. Come on. Come on, get in there. Get in there. Where do I have to still dig around? See where I'm at. Okay. Beep, beep, beep. Oh, I am so close. So close, yet so far away. Now, where did I put that back? Maybe it will cut for me now. Maybe this one will cut for me now. Get down in there. Ah. Nope, that is just not going to do it. That's killer. So, we're just going to keep picking away at this. Such a mess. So obviously when I was poking the holes for the ribbon would have been the perfect time to do this. But I had forgotten that I wanted this because I've got lots of pretties to hang from it. You know, this could be just for a woman. This could be for a bride. Even this paper, I think, would lend itself for a wedding album. Possibly a college graduation. Poor little guys, all these college grads and stuff like that, you know, I mean, they're getting to graduate, but they're not getting the parties or the this or the that. And you know, all the fun things that you think about it when you're graduating. Okay, so let's split this apart. I did finally get it in there. I'm going to lay that back for a sec. And lay this back. Get all these little bits and pieces out of here. There we go. And I've got that down in there pretty well. Now let's see. Get this in here. Lift it up. There we go. Oh, wrong way. We want the top of the top of the eyelet on the top. There we go. And let's squeeze. Oh, poo. What a ding dong. I needed to put that over it first. Okay. Well, let's see what we can do. The whole reason. Oh, for heaven's sakes, what a ding dong. I can't pull it out now. So, we are... Ooh, so sorry, guys. That was very noisy. And let me pull this one out. There we go. Okay. Dadgummit. Okay, so don't do it that way. After you get the hole, bring this around, put your hole back into this paper, and then put your eyelet in. But what I'm going to do is just poke a hole and put my ring through there. It won't look as finished, but there's really not a whole lot else I can do. And you'll notice here, you've got a little bit of puckering, but this is not how you're going to normally open the book up. And when you have it this way, it's perfect. So, you know, we can, usually you can kind of take your fingers, and that is actually, did not dry right there. Or right there. Normally you can run your fingers along, but with the embossing, I'm just kind of running my fingers along there. I don't want to mess with my embossing much, but I want to get that down. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and glue. Let's stand this up. I'm going to go ahead and glue down in here. Hello. Remember to get it on your metal brad so it helps glue that down to your paper as well. And put glue on whatever it is that you are putting down for your decorative item at the end. Now, let's make sure we get it nice and straight and even. There we go, right about there. And then make sure everything is getting put down and glued. Yay! I'm loving it. I am loving it. Very, very, very cool. All right. Okay. And last one. How much did I move that? No, it's good. Little dot on the end of my doodads. And then all the squiggly little lines. I guess I have moved my camera because all of a sudden I'm having to work way away from me. Okay. And we're going to bring this around. Let me put it this way. Bring this around nice and straight. And make sure that is going to be in the right spot. Yes. Okay. So there is that. If you feel like some of these brads, that one needed to get squished down better, but the rest of them are pretty good. And if there's any paper standing up, just get you a little bit more glue. You probably, those of you that aren't doing any embossing on it, you're not going to have the issue that I'm having right now. Alrighty. There we go. Okay. Then I'm going to find my hole. Poke through. And in here, I know, although I don't know if I've got a silver one. Let's see. I know I've got a old gold, but I need a silver one. So I will go and find a silver loop and some silver chain, and we'll make our little dangly thing that I thought I had one other piece here. I don't know what I've done with it, so I'll have to find that. Okay. So, yeah. We can get back to that in a sec. Now, we're going to right through the center as best as possible, poke your hole. Let's lay this open. And let's find, actually, let me flip it over. This will be the easiest way to do it, because then I can just line it right up with that hole. So I'm using my 3/16. Just line it up so it's in that hole. And we're gonna get that piece of paper out of there and stick the eyelet in. Yep. Yep, 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 yep. And then I'm gonna flip it over. And squeeze. There we go. I love these big ones. It just makes it so nice looking. And then the back side will get covered up with our inside cover papers. Okay, so back on 3/16. Get it inside the hole and punch. If you're having problems moving this, if it just won't move easily, if you lift up on the handle all the way, it moves very good. If you have the handle down a little bit, it won't go very easily from the hole punch to the eyelet closer part. So just a little tip there. I have just figured out through the years of using this little sucker. Okay, don't want to damage my, I think this will be the last thing I need to have my book open for, like this, because I don't want to damage my paper. There we go. Nice, 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 nice. All right. And then I just need 2 pieces of this, and I think probably 14 inches is more than enough. Where's my, oh my goodness, housekeeping 101. I have got so much stuff laying around, it's not even funny. Okay, so I'm just going to kind of give myself a little side cut. A little side cut here at about 14 inches. And then let's have both of them about the same size. Okay. This goes around here. Put it away after you use it. Put it away. Ah! Popped off my little thing. I am just having a time here. There we go. There's that put away. And put this away. This goes back over in here. And this goes back over in here. I think I'm done with those. And then we're going to get the flat end through. And I don't think there's a right or a wrong side to this. And then I'm just going to get a little piece of the score tape. If you don't have this wide, then, you know, whatever you do have, maybe put 2 or 3 strips down. Or if your ribbon isn't this wide. So I'm just going to have this stuck down as best I can and make it as flat as I can. Let's put a little bit of glue down in here. So that we get this down so it's nice and secure. And then all of this is going to be covered up with the paper. So that's why you want to try and flatten it down as best you can now. So there's that. And then we're going to do the same thing in the back. Get our uncut end. Stick it through the hole. Okay, a little piece of score tape. Burnish that down so it's easy to get the backing off. Pull that through just so it's, and then let's put some glue in there as well. It's going to help us flatten that down just as flat as we can get it. Just as flat as we can get it. Flat as a flitter, as my husband always says. All right. There we go. There's that part. Let's get this a little down a little bit too. Okay. All right. I don't want my pages falling on it. Ah! Okay. So I have, this is my front and this is my back. But I actually think I did not cut this correctly yet. And I didn't. I got top and bottom, but I didn't get side to side. So I'm going to lay this down and make my mark. And let me cut this. And I am just going to put something in here. There we go. Okay, that strip will get used for something, I am sure. Let me ink this up. Oh, use an inker. Here's a little on those corners just to gray them up a smidge. I haven't done that too often, but I've done it on a couple of sheets. Now let's get this down. And then I'm going to see, once I get these down, I'm going to see if I actually have enough on the back to make some, I don't know that I have enough gray and green paper, but we will see if I can get a waterfall or something of that nature. Put this over here. Okay. There we go. Now let's burnish really well, especially around that ribbon. we really want to kind of concentrate on that area. And let's, I thought maybe I would put a binder clip, but I don't want to make a indent on the front of my book, so we will not do that. And that's going to have a little bump there, but you know, it's the mechanics of the book, and even store-bought books I've seen, they, you know, have a little lump somewhere where there's just, you know, you just can't hide it. You can try and make it as flat as you want, and visually it doesn't look like it's lumped, but there is, you know, you can feel it. Glue all over my hands. For a minute there, I thought I placed it upside down, and I did place it upside down. There's the 6. It's too late now. Definitely going to put some waterfall down here. Yeah. It might be a little different kind of waterfall. You know what? I think I've got a good idea. But yeah, let me get back. Hold on.